It was one of those evenings when the whole city looked blurred through the drizzle, neon lights melting into puddles. Ethan stood beneath a flickering street lamp, his coat soaked, waiting. He had been waiting for an hour, maybe more. The rain no longer felt cold. It felt like part of him. Every drop that slid down his face carried a memory of her, Lena. They'd met 3 years earlier at a coffee shop near the university. She'd spilled her latte all over his laptop, and then spent the next month helping him recover the data, sitting together until midnight. From that mess grew laughter, then friendship, then the kind of love that feels too fragile to name. But life doesn't wait for love to finish blooming. Ethan's job offer abroad had come suddenly, a rare opportunity to work on his dream project in Paris. He should have been happy, but the joy was heavy with guilt. Leaving meant leaving Lena behind. That evening she called him to meet one last time. Now, standing under that street lamp, he replayed every word of her trembling voice. The rain blurred his vision, though he wasn't sure it was the water or the tears. When she finally appeared, umbrella trembling, hair clinging to her cheeks, Ethan forgot every rehearsed line. She stepped close enough that he could see her lips quiver, could see the reflection of himself in her eyes. Lena, softly, so, "This is it, huh?" "Ethan, no, it's just goodbye for now." "Lena, you say that like promises survive oceans." "Ethan, they survive if we keep them." She laughed, a broken sound swallowed by thunder. "Lena, then promise me, Ethan. Promise me that no matter how far you go, no matter how long it takes, you'll come back. When it rains again like this. Ethan, I promise." He took her hand, kissed her forehead, and the rain between them turned into a vow written in water. Months passed. Ethan left the city. Lena stayed. Their calls were long, their messages constant, until work consumed him and silence crept in. Lena kept waiting by that same street lamp every time it rained, clutching her old umbrella, whispering, "He promised." Years later, Ethan returned, but not as the same man. His mother had fallen ill. He came home to a city that felt smaller and quieter. He told himself he'd find Lena, but work, hospital visits, and guilt kept delaying him. Until one day, wandering through the old street, he saw a girl standing under that same lamp. His heart leapt, then shattered. It wasn't Lena. It was another woman holding a white flower. "Stranger, are you Ethan?" Ethan, stunned, "Yes." "Who?" "Stranger, she asked me to give you this if you ever came back." She handed him a small, weathered notebook, wrapped in plastic to protect it from the rain. Inside were pages filled with Lena's handwriting, letters she'd never sent. The last entry read, "If you ever return and it's raining, look up. The sky will cry with me. I'll be waiting under it." Ethan ran through the streets, the rain blurring the ink, calling her name. He reached her old apartment building, empty. The neighbors said she'd moved away after a long illness. No one knew where. That night, he sat under the same lamp, reading her words aloud until dawn. He whispered, "Lena, I kept my promise, I came back." But only the rain answered in years later. The city had changed, new towers, new lights, but the rain still smelled the same. Ethan, now in his mid-30s, walked those streets again, a famous architect finally returning for good. He had everything he once dreamed of, except the reason he dreamed at all. One evening, while sheltering in an old bookstore from a sudden downpour, he saw a painting on the wall, a girl under an umbrella standing by a street lamp. Title, "The Promise Under the Rain." The artist's name stunned him, Lena Hart. Heart racing, he asked the shopkeeper where the artist was. "Shopkeeper. She teaches art at the community center near River Park. Comes here sometimes on rainy days." Ethan didn't even wait for the rain to ease. He ran, the past and present colliding in his heartbeat. At the community center, children were painting, laughter echoing. And there, at the window, stood a woman with a scarf wrapped around her neck, eyes watching the rain. Her hair was shorter, her frame frailer, but when she turned, it was her, Lena. Ethan whispering, "Lena," Lena smiling faintly, "You kept the promise. It's raining." He laughed through tears, stepping closer. "Ethan, you thought I'd forget?" "Lena, I almost hoped you did. It hurts less that way." "Ethan, no, it only hurts when the promise dies, and ours didn't." She reached out a trembling hand. The years melted, but as he held her, he felt the weakness in her grip, saw the paleness beneath her smile. "Ethan, are you all right?" "Lena, I'm running out of tomorrows, Ethan. The doctors said the rain's not good for my lungs anymore." He pulled her close, ignoring everything but the sound of the rain around them. "Ethan, then we'll dance in it tonight. One last time." They stepped outside. The children watched as two silhouettes moved beneath the streetlight, dancing slowly as thunder rolled above. Every drop that touched them seemed to glow. Lena's laughter mixed with tears. "Lena, you came back when it rained again. Ethan, I promised." When the night ended, she rested her head on his shoulder, whispering, "Don't cry. When it rains again, look up. I'll be in every drop that touches your face." Rain softens, piano bittersweet. Weeks later, the rain returned, but she did not. Ethan visited her small art studio, where her last canvas stood unfinished. On it, faint pencil lines showed two figures under a street lamp. He picked up the brush, trembling, and completed the final stroke, a promise sealed forever. Years passed. Ethan grew old, but every storm brought him back to that same street. He would sit under the lamp, close his eyes, and feel her hand in the rain. Music swells, emotional crescendo. Narrator, softly some. Promises aren't meant to be broken, because they're not made to the world. They're made to the heart. And hearts never forget the sound of rain. If this story touched you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you've ever missed under the rain. Maybe they're still waiting too.